state of the market itself, we're in a pretty good market. We had a very strong growth in 2007, and I think in 2008 there's going to be a lot of hardware sold, in particular because as we look at the trends, the macro trend, you get this games for everyone segment that's developing very fast. So there's a lot of newcomers, new entrants in the space, and we as a result anticipate 36 million units of hardware is what we are pegging right now. And if you compare that to the prior cycle, it peaked at in its peak year, sorry, it was at 23 million. So it's a lot more hardware. And so then you start asking yourself, who are these people, and are they just new gamers coming in, or is there something else? And I think there's a macro trend going on right now, which is that the games for everyone segment is developing very fast, and you have a lot of new people, people playing Wii Fit because it's the hot property of the moment, but also a lot of people who play the coach games that we've launched, for instance. People also who were not served as a market before, like the teen girls, who have now a lot more content for them. And again, that's an area where we are with the Imagine and Pets brands. Same for the Guitar Hero brands also have brought a lot of people who were not necessarily gamers before. So the state of the market is really good because we are transcending what used to be our sort of parenthesis. We were in this big segment of population, and we are really going outside of it.
So big segment, you mean hardcore?
Of population. Yeah, more like a hobbyist, like gamers. And I think this happens because it's no longer hardcore, it's accessible. So it used to be hobbyist, meaning that you would need to know how to manipulate the controller and be an expert have good dexterity. Whereas now, if you take a Wii controller and you can consider it as an extension of your arm, it's a lot more instinctive for you to control whatever character or action you need to do on the screen. The stylus for the DS, the guitar for the Guitar Hero. And even today downstairs we have a voice command now, so you don't even need an accessory, but you also don't need a controller. You can play End War, Tom Clancy's End War, by just talking to the game and saying, Unit B, move to building C or Foxtrot or blue building, or an attack, or defend or flank or support, whatever. So you have simple commands, and you don't need a controller to play that game. So accessibility is really a big part of this equation here. Is people don't need to be experts anymore. They can be just anybody. So like my wife just asked me for Wii Fit the other day, after telling me for many years that this was really like a geeky activity to play video games. Recession and cycle probably won't last the same amount of time, hopefully. I actually think that the gaming cycle so far has proven, I've been doing this for 17 years now, so I've seen a few cycles, so far has always proven to be much stronger than any economic cycle, for up trends or down trends, by the way. So when the cycle used to arrive at its end in the gaming business, even though the economy was doing really well, we would see like a very big dip. So now the cycles have been organized in such a way that there's less valleys, and it just smooths out itself. But in particular, right now, yes, there is a recession flare going on, but the sales of the games are not showing that at all. In fact, the business is up 30-some% already this year compared to last year, which is already a record year last year. So it's about content. If you have good content, people are going to go buy it. So not everybody is doing well right now in the gaming space, but the gaming space is doing well. So some people are doing really well, and it's because the content is good. And when the content is good, people go and buy it. That's why I was saying earlier, is it too expensive? You pay $60 for a game. How expensive is it really? You go to dinner, here's your $60. So you decide not to go to dinner, and then you play a game, and that game is going to last you for 50 hours. That's a lot of dinners.